more or sign up for your service today.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Have you been told by your physician that your testosterone level is fine, but you don't feel fine? Get a second opinion. If your testosterone level is 200, 350, even 500, and you still have symptoms, come to Limitless Male. We treat the person and the symptoms, not the number. Our mission is for you to feel optimal again. So if you're tired all the time, no energy, brain fog, muscle loss, nothing left in the tank, get your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the best place in Lincoln for a casual get-together, best place to watch a game, and the best for pre- and post-game. Catch college and NFL football as well as the volleyball action this season at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. What's better than wings, cold beer, and a Husker win? Enjoy great food and drink specials every day and tons of TVs to catch all the action. Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
Hey guys, it's Austin with 93.7 The Ticket. Our Sunday afternoon is full of NFL action, starting with the New York Jets hosting the Denver Broncos at noon. The mid-afternoon game will feature the Las Vegas Raiders hosting the Cleveland Browns, with both teams looking to even their record at 2 wins and 2 losses. Our nightcap will be a matchup of AFC heavyweights as the Baltimore Ravens host the Buffalo Bills. You can catch all the biggest NFL games right here on Lincoln's home for the NFL, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Youth Football 101. Get a peek into the world of youth football in the state of Nebraska with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves 7-on-7 Youth Football. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
And we are live here once again for the fourth time. We had to take last week off because there was a threat of severe weather. So they reached out and said, okay, we don't even want to have you guys come out here and risk, the equipment, something happened. Probably more so the equipment, not more so us. But shout out to Jim and Tank and Mike Selvage of Lincoln Youth Football having us out there. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We are live here from the Runza Youth Sports Complex as it's another 2 hours edition of Youth Football 101. Nick Sainert alongside for the first time on a Sunday. Jay Foreman obviously had Inside the Huddle earlier today, but now we get to watch a little youth football. Jay, is ahead of us is the A field, the 8th graders, and for us to, we call a lot of high school sports, high school football. This is interesting to see where they'll come, and maybe we won't see them on varsity next year, but there's a couple of really good athletes out here.
Yeah, you got Gates there for Stonebrook, and you got a big old offensive line. What's up, man? For it looks like the what are they? What is that? The
Greens, the
Greens.
Yep.
Good-looking athletes out here, and they look like they're well coached. And the great thing about this atmosphere down here, Nick, is a few years ago I helped coach with a surety. And came down here, and I was actually a little bit jealous of the setup that they have down here for Lincoln Youth Football. Because when I grew up and played, youth football, we played like out on baseball fields at the like the airfield, you know, and it was like Executive Airport. So it was half gravel, half grass, and you know, you get there, it get cold in Minnesota, it's tough sledding. And here, you know, just you know, you have 4 fields, and you can warm up over here, and you have all different levels. You got the parents, obviously, it's down here. It's great weather today, where it's packed in here, man. It gives you a little bit of a high school feeling, and so it's a great atmosphere for these young kids to come down here and get their feet wet in this game of football.
Well, like, here's the deal, and I want to get your thoughts on a lot of like youth football stuff throughout the show. We're going to talk other things other than just youth football because it is a big sports weekend. We got NFL games currently going on as well. You guys can always reach out with questions at the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream or on the text line 402-464-5685. We are also live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961. Allo, by the way, one of the sponsors of a team out here at LYF, Lincoln Youth Football. I was going to say this also. They got good uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
Like it is. This is
class.
one thing I've realized over just the couple of weeks doing this. And I've done the PA for like the championship games. I'm excited to do it again for the third year this year. But like when you see these teams, they're decked out, and not only in the stuff that they can buy, obviously like the wristbands and all the other stuff, but their uniforms look good. It's a full commitment from all the sponsors.
Yeah, and it's phenomenal, man. I mean, this is where it starts, and this is where you can really obviously grow your company because there's so many people here that see it. And look, your first impression is the lasting impression. The uniforms are first class. The coaches are first class. I know you have to go through like coaching certification on not only health and safety, but then also to make sure that you're upstanding coach and you want to coach. And you know, that's all part of it, man. I mean, it's a good opportunity, and you know, for kids to be associated with different brands around the city of Lincoln. And some have been, you know, associated with Lincoln Youth Football for a very, very long time. And it's a traditional type of thing too, right? And it's pretty cool for me and you, like you said, to see some of these 8th graders and potentially maybe see them, you know, as 10th graders, maybe juniors get out there at Seacrest on Friday nights or wherever we're calling high school games at. But it starts here, man, and it's first class, and that's what makes Lincoln Youth Football is such a great product.
Well, okay, talk about this because you've obviously been in the city and around football and the youth sports circuit longer than I have, obviously. But how have you seen it evolve? Because it used to not be as good as it is now.
Yeah, I think they've you know, increased the resources as we talked about, as the, you know, from the uniforms, but then also I think the people associated, when you got, you know, the likes of Tank and some other people associated with you, kind of up the ante a little bit to try to catch up to the Omaha and surrounding areas up there in the metro, because it starts right now. This is where these kids out here in the 6th, 7th, 8th grades, these guys are going to potentially, hopefully, bring the power back down here to Lancaster County and Lincoln to have the strength of football in the state of Nebraska. And this is where your dreams start, right? It starts with the coaching. You got to make sure you have good coaches that are coaching for the right reason. And that's part of it too, right? I think maybe like, you know, when I first kind of moved back to Nebraska, it maybe like there wasn't as much commitment from people involved, or maybe the coaches, you know, and that's not taking shots at anybody. But I think once they recognized it, they remedied it and actually started to ask more questions, get more invested, ask questions outside of Lincoln Youth Football League at that time. And now you're seeing the product out here of some great players and some great coaches. And you see this young man right here cock his head back, touchdown, 35, Stonebrook. They're up 12-0.
Yeah. Because they missed the extra point.
Yeah, listen, man, I'm telling you right now, these are well-coached teams. They all play hard. They're all disciplined. And what I really like is, you know, the kids. I was just watching a younger Stonebrook team warm up over here to our left. All the kids, when the coaches are talking, eyes are on the coaches. And so that lets you know that the kids are invested, the parents are invested, and then obviously the coaches are invested as well.
Well, that's what, and it's obviously different coming from somebody my age and then from somebody your age, just a couple of years older than me. Anyway,
that was a good one there, Nick.
I didn't know if you were just going to let it slip. I thought we got football in front of us. You might have been distracted.
It's Sunday, and I'm down here watching football at its purest form.
That's true.
I'm letting it slide.
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay, but I don't want to start our week off like this.
I don't want to either.
Okay.
I don't want to either. I was going to say this. I would have conversations like 2 weeks ago with a family on the air, and there has to be buy-in at every level, from the parents, but then also from the player, because you don't want to waste each other's time.
Right. Yeah, and it's hard. It's it depends on the age, right? I mean, at some point, you got to get them introduced to football. You got to really see if they like it or love it, or if they like it, and then you can learn to love it. And you never know with each kid when the switch goes off to go to that next level. So you got to teach them the fundamentals and then have a good base. That's where football starts. You see it at every level. You need to have good fundamentals. The fundamentals now, with the way that things are moving so fast with the transfer portal, be on the transfer in high schools, you got to have good youth coaches that have good fundamentally sound principles. But then also you have to be patient, right? There's some kids that are naturally more aggressive in this way that they are wired at a certain age and a younger age. So you have to, be careful not to run kids off. And I wouldn't say not be too competitive, but depending on the year of the grade level and the type of competition you're playing, you got to kind of stair step them. I like it that you every year you kind of ramp it up.
Yeah.
And the kids and the families that are constantly wanting to push the envelope, they'll be just fine and they'll continue along to do their things. But then also for the rest of the team in different stages of where kids are at, you got to kind of bring them along slowly, a little bit faster. And it's also pretty cool at the very far end of the end zone. You got probably some younger siblings down there playing football. This is what they're going to be looking forward to when they grow up to get the age that they can put the pads on. And so, look, man, everybody sees the end product of players at Nebraska playing on Saturdays. I was fortunate enough to play on Saturdays and Sundays. It takes a little while to get used to it. Not everybody, know what it feels like to get hit. Football is a hard sport because what do they get, about 6 to 8 games here?
Yeah.
And they start practice in the dead heat in July. And so there's a lot of things that go into it that you're making deposits for what you see on the Saturdays. And it's not just with the young men that are out here playing or young ladies that are, potentially out here playing. It's from the parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the grandparents. It's from the uncles. It's actually sometimes you got a carpool because sometimes the only time you can get out and practice is during sometimes business hours.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure. So that's why you see so many people out here supporting them.
You train guys, you coach basketball, you've been in that youth sports world.
Oh, yeah.
How do you, as a coach, balance, because I've asked this question to every coach we've had on the air out here.
Right.
How do you balance they're still 6th, 7th, 8th graders, allow them to enjoy the game,
Right.
but also balance we're trying to win out here.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I'm out here thinking like I wonder if I could coach out here with these young kids, or because the intensity level that I usually operate at is maybe a little bit amped up. But you got to kind of like always, I always had to check myself and make sure that I was moving along at the right pace that the majority of kids were able to work at. And so you want to develop them, and part of the way that you develop them is you got to push them. You can't push them in the sense of expand their basketball knowledge or football knowledge, expand them, what you want from them physically, and then mentally, like you want to add stuff onto it, and they'll naturally, like they'll show you, or they'll kind of tell you where they want to go. And sometimes you hit I would say a wall, then you kind of stay there for a little while, and then you'll get, like in basketball's cases, you'll get 4 or 5 kids that want to go to the next level. The hardest thing about coaching is you got to really have a good set and a good like reach, or I guess border with the parents, and you got to, because you also there's not any paid coaches out here, so you're taking a lot of time out of your day, your life, because it isn't
in addition to just what we're seeing right now.
This is a job.
Yeah.
These coaches, I can guarantee you, I know them out there. They're watching tape, maybe at night after work, or after they're putting it, doing their family duties, or before work, before they have to do their family duties. They're thinking about it anytime they get a break at work. So they're putting a lot of effort. And so that's the biggest thing. I think that, you got to make sure, that you got to kind of police the parents as much as the kids, because the kids are just a byproduct of that. And that's also a big part of it too, because it's not just what the kid wants. The kid might not know what he wants. The parents might want more for the kid than they're ready. And then you got to kind of pick and choose from there. But I will tell you this though, Nick, okay. I coach basketball. I train a lot of players football wise.
Yeah.
And I know Tank got his new facility, man.
Yeah.
J. Foreman Football Academy is about to be in full effect.
Is it about to be in full effect?
Well, we do it. We usually, get parks and stuff around Lincoln. But Linebacker Academy is going to be in full effect, man. I'm watching some of these guys out here. You got to get the footwork right.
Well, because that's the thing, right? We talked about that. Jim came over and talked about, how one side of these teams, and he didn't specify which side is certainly has maybe
size
a little bit more
skill.
Bit more of an advanced scheme, has the ability to, but then the other team might have just better athletes.
Yeah.
What's the priority when you're talking about youth football?
Well, I mean,
Is it all of the above?
It's got to be all of the above. You got to develop them physically. You got to develop them mentally, especially at this age, 8th grade. You know, you're next year they'll be in high school, and your boy Benny
Shake and bake.
Benny Gates right there is doing his thing. He has a nice little dead leg on there, natural too. So I think you need to have the right size and stuff, but you got to have the mentality. I think the biggest thing is the 80-20 rule. You play hard, you know, low penalties, and you're disciplined. You'll win 80% of the time. Now that 20% will come down to maybe an influx of skill, a little bit, expansion of the playbook, and then you just, go from there. So, I think it's a good balance. But then also you got to, any coach or your coaches out here, you got to have, a good mix of assistant coaches as well, because they're all in it together. Everybody's at the end of the day, nobody's coaching not to be successful or to have kids become successful. So you got to make sure that, that you have a good mix, because it's a long season. Even though it's only an 8-game, league, it's a long season. You spend a lot of time, out in the heat, stressful situations. And you're trying to get these kids to sometimes just walk and chew gum, and sometimes that could be hard.
It was interesting. Speaking of the coaching piece of it, because we're starting to see a little bit of a shift at the high school level, right? Of maybe coaches embracing the way they need to coach nowadays.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
Like when we talk about locally, when we talk
yeah.
about technology and we talk about the use of certain resources on the sideline, resources away from just the games also. But then at this level, you got guys like Erwin Sweeney out here. You have guys, you have high school coaches that are present, like head coach of Lincoln Northwest, Brian Lauk, was out here. Ron Kellogg, the third of Standing Bear, was out here 2 weeks ago, and he sat down with us for 30 minutes. And there's multiple coaches that go to the championship games. The connection and the willingness to adapt has certainly started to trend in the right direction. But there's still a big time play. There's still a lot of work to do.
That's a big time play right there. Like I think that's probably one that I've never held my tongue on what Lincoln. I know this for a fact, right? And then what's going to happen. Somebody's going to put your money where your mouth is, and you can start coaching. Okay, well, be careful what you ask for, because we're going to
Jay Foreman, high school coach.
We would turn up the volume around the state of Nebraska by 110%. But you can't tell me when you look out. I just walk in and I took a few minutes and I saw you over here, just a canvas.
Yeah,
I know there's talent out here to contend, right? So my problem is, and this is what you were saying, they've slowly but surely started to embrace. You talk about technology on the sidelines. You talk about more of an investment into outside resources, meaning high school coaches being okay with said player or a majority of players going out and get training and off-season weight programs. You have to do that. You see, I think Tommy Armstrong was coaching for a little while at North Star. You had Ron Kellogg III coaching. You have Erwin Sweeney coaching. So what that tells me is, before, when I first moved back to Nebraska and Lincoln, that was not embraced at all. Now, whether they want to like it or whether they want to admit it or not, it was not embraced at all. The fact that they're bringing some guys that are invested and they're outside the kind of norm shows that they're willing slowly but surely to try to catch up, because I think it finally dawned on them, and I don't think I had anything to do with it, is that you got to do more, because these kids need you to do more. Forget, what I'm saying or anything like that. The kids need you to do more, and so you got to do more and, try to, even the playing field, because you got some talent out here, walking around the city of Lincoln in different high schools that could, go to the next level, but then also put some more wins under their belt as well.
Speaking from a Lincoln standpoint, I was having a conversation with a coach from a local high school on Friday from the game that I went to. And we were talking about that kind of discussion. And I said, I want to call a state championship game that features a Lincoln school.
Yeah.
And while Millard South and Omaha West Side, and this is absolutely no slight to them. Oh, good ball. It's hard not to get distracted here, Jay.
There's some really good. It's skillful.
It's actually enjoyable to watch. What I was going to say is, I was having the conversation about, I want to call a game at Memorial Stadium, the state title, with a Lincoln school, and no slight to Millard South and Omaha West Side and Creighton Prep and those schools up there, because
Bellevue,
they are so talented.
Yeah.
But why is Omaha? Why does it feel like they are leaps and bounds ahead?
Well, because they've made the commitment at like years ago, and
because it doesn't change quick.
It doesn't take quick, but they got tired of getting their butt kicked from Lincoln. You got to think Southeast and Grand Island at times, they were running high school football, and that's where a lot of the Nebraska teams were built off of. And that was when I was in college, and it continued. I think maybe we'll have to have a texter or somebody like in the early 2010s. I think Southeast won a state championship with the Foster brothers, so it was there. And so that's not that long ago. That's 15 years. But I think what happened is it became a switch that they had to catch up. So they invested in and being open to, trainers and pushing kids and starting to get them into some sort of athletic, weight programs and stuff like that earlier. And then made a commitment as far as like in their youth leagues and stuff like that, being more competitive with more competitive coaches. And so then you have an influx of talent, and they went on some runs, and so then therefore they were a little bit ahead of schedule. And I think a big difference is you'll get a coach up in Omaha that necessarily isn't a teacher, and and then it could be a little abrasive. Guys are more intense, but it's for the betterment of the kids and stuff like that. So I think Lincoln's on the uptick, and this is obviously powerful, impactful what they're doing down here, and also it's a step in a positive direction. It will take some time, but then also, I think with the high school coaches, and we talked about this in basketball all the time, and this is what I do know. Very few coaches I see there, very few coaches you hear from, right? Mm-hmm. But they want to coach these kids. You can't just sit there and sit back. You got to at least check in with some of these coaches, and it's really, really good to have some local coaches, Standing Bear, Northwest. You need all of them down here. Yeah. Because the more that you're seeing, the more players that will come to your high school, and then you will be able to have a sustainable program. And how you build a program, and if you're really invested to build a program, if I was able to coach and build a program, this is where I'm going to start it at. I'm going to try to help these coaches with their playbook, because these guys they have jobs. Yeah. My job as a coach, so I'm trying to help them. I'm not going to hide my playbook. I'm going to try to be associated with as many teams as possible to give them my fundamentals or what I'm thinking, maybe having a coach's clinic or, send them to certain people to make sure that they're getting developed, because ultimately in 3 or 4 years, they're going to be at my high school, trying to help me win some games.
Yeah, it's really, really fascinating stuff. And obviously you have like places like the Warren Academy in Omaha that gets talked about a lot and things like that. But man, with the places like, or high schools like Standing Bear and Lincoln Northwest, they're going through a transition of their own, like a building blocks process of their own. And it makes me excited for maybe the future of those two programs and schools specifically, because they found coaches that are invested and are willing to put in the ground.
And they are. We did Northwest last year against Pius, I think it was, and the game was obviously lopsided, but you could see that they were well coached, that they were trying to do the right things with the players. And the same thing with Standing Bear, so that's really, really good. And I will say this,
because they have no seniors. It's like Standing Bear doesn't have a senior, right? So it's you got to really invest in what 2025 could look like.
But you got to make your deposits right now. Yeah, I think sometimes too many coaches just sit back. Oh, we got a good 8th grade team coming in, so I'll just wait for that. Well, then your team could split up, and then now you're sitting there and you waited and you haven't developed some players that actually could be productive. But the one thing I really could say for Northwest and Standing Bear, if in some ways they might be able to catch up faster, because they're already making an effort to be around here and be down here. Yeah. So they might be able to, I guess, pluck a couple players per se and be involved in it and show that they're, just by their presence that they're invested, and that could turn your program around. And once you start winning, players and families will want to go to your school, and there's opportunity everywhere. And I will say this before we go to break. Whether you play Class A or Class B, it doesn't matter anymore, especially in the two main sports I'm involved in, and that's football and basketball.
Yeah, they'll find you.
They'll find you, and if you're a good player, you're a good player, because the size differential isn't that much anymore. No. And so that's why, like a school like Standing Bear will be able to make some hay if they're able to get some good players in there.
Last thing before we get to break, we see it with, Millard South's a great example. You talk about guys staying together after their 8th grade year and being like, let's all go to the same high school together. That's a thing, because Millard South, if you look at them, they got a plethora of some of their best players. Yeah, are all played youth football together.
Yeah, and they played from a very early age, and they went out and kind of traveled and did all that stuff, and and play competitive. And so they knew what real work was and saw like what it takes to play, outside of their state and outside of their league. So I think it worked out really well for them, and they were all dedicated. And it is not just the kids being dedicated, right? It's the parents as well. They all were okay with the vision. That's the thing. You got to have the right mix of kids, and the way that they're rolling right now on a record-setting pace in the state of Nebraska. Now, granted, they have a very stacked team and roster, but they also have to go out there and win. They also got to go out there and execute. And they've all paid the price. They've all worked at it and done the things you needed to do. So that is a great example of what you want to do. If you start right now, right, 6, 7 days or whatever, and go along the process together, whether it's fast or whether it's slow, medium, or fast, you'll get the fruits of your labor and 3 or 4 years later in high school.
Once again, we are live from Lincoln Youth Football. We got Runza Youth Sports Complexes. We're watching Stonebrook. They have a 3-possession lead over Greens as we speak. Greens got to get something fit on offense here, but really good. I mean, there's a lot of people here on a really warm day. There's not a whole lot of breeze at the field, so hopefully the guys are staying hydrated out there as well. But let's go ahead and throw it to break. We'll throw it to break, come back, maybe talk a little NFL as that's going on. As Stonebrook just had a nice interception going back the other way. Now he's reversing field.
Prime time.
And
prime time.
I mean, that's the
prime
thing, Jay.
Time.
You got dudes that maybe aren't the biggest, because I want to talk about that when we come back. Some of these guys don't look like 8th graders, number one. Number two, then you have some that are a little smaller but still out here making plays. So let's throw it to break. We'll talk about that when we come back. We're live from the Runza Youth Sports Complex. It's Youth Football 101. Nick Sandert with Jay Foreman here until 3 o'clock. We'll step aside, come right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup, and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
In dealing with the high interest rates, it's very important that you get as much bang for the buck. And that's what our Remington Homes is all about.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com, pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, whether you want painted trim or other upgrades. Those are all options with our Remington Homes. If you're looking for more affordability and streamlined, you're probably better off with a Remington home. People get into homes that didn't think they could get into a home. A good product for the right price in budget.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids. First, I hold my hands out like they're on a steering wheel. Then I look over my shoulder. Next, I put it in reverse. Beep, beep, beep. Visit fatherhood.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddles Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddles Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddles Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddles Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddles inside Gateway Mall.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a slight chance of showers and storms this morning. Otherwise, probably the mostly sunny skies expected. An afternoon high around 85. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low around 58. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return. We'll see a high around 77. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddles Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddles Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest, and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddles Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddles Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddles inside Gateway Mall.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back out here to the Run to Youth Sports Complex. Nick Sander, Jay Foreman with you on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. We're here until 3 o'clock. Jay gets out of here at 2, but I'll be taking us up to 3 o'clock with some special guests. We'll have coaches per usual, some family, some parents, some players, even some officials and administrators of Lincoln Youth Football, that good stuff coming your way in hour number 2. But for right now, we're talking about just what we're seeing as we are watching Stonebrook. I mean, let's be honest, beat the brakes off of Greens through the first half. It's on the scoreboard. I know they're up by at least 4 possessions here. But what I was going to say is these are the 8th graders on the A field. Not all of them look like 8th graders.
No.
Like the size, guys look like the 8th graders look different nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you just never know if they're young or older 8th grader when they hit the growth spurt.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what, Nick, from coaching basketball, the fastest, you'll see all these kids look extremely different next year.
Yeah.
And once they get into high school, it seems like they magically keep growing. And so, look, man, as long as they're out there playing hard and aggressive, that's all that matters.
When we look out onto every field, we have one area that we have not talked about is the referee.
Yeah.
You have, once again, these are not, I don't want to call them side jobs.
Yeah,
but they are.
But
right?
they take it serious. I mean, some of these guys. I think one of the refs we see all the time doing high school. So they're, look, there's an old saying: if you can coach or ref youth sports, you can coach pros because you're gonna the whole rule book is gonna be on display right here, and so you got to appreciate that as well. It takes a lot of time for them to do it. They do multiple games throughout the day, and sometimes they do it all day, and they're here early in the morning and leave early evening.
Because that's the thing is just as much as we talked about how these players and coaches improve their skills, and this is a great spot for it because it's really fundamental. You hope that it's extremely fundamental on these fields. Same for the refereeing. Like there's no excuse now for if they were to then, whether they're out here or on the high school level, or even if they make it to a college game at some point down the line, there's no excuse to not know the rules, not know the situation, not know how to handle those situations, because it's just as important that you get everything right out here as you did then.
Yeah, it's a holistic thing that Lincoln Youth Football as a group has put time, money, and resources in, is have the best refs, locally that you can get. They get a ton of reps out here, so they can kind of get their, their bearings, and then also. For a commitment from the Lincoln Youth Football to have good refs out here is also, important. And also for them, they got to take it serious because, look, I mean, playing youth football or youth sports is not cheap.
Yeah.
So you got to think when there's, like, I call them the blanket black and white calls, you got to get those right. But then also there's going to be sticky situations, possessions and all that stuff. You got to make sure that you are doing your job as well.
Well, it's interesting. So actually, I think it was the first week that I was out here. I talked to the head of officiating, Luke Jarowitz, and I saw him walking around here, and he was telling me like he is out here not officiating, but walking around making sure that all of his guys are doing the things that they're supposed to do. And because it's at the end, it's his responsibility.
Yeah.
So not only do you find the referees to actually officiate, but you found a leader in Luke that wants to give them the ability to go to classes and learn the pieces of that. So literally, just like we talked about from like the coaches and the athletic directors for every team out here,
right?
The officiating piece has to be buttoned up as well.
Yeah, everybody has a job to do, and they got to pull their own weight. And it's really good that you have the head of officiating out here because very easily you could think, well, he's not invested, so then why should we be invested individually and collectively as a referee crew? But he's out here. You see multiple guys walking around with the orange shirts with the Lincoln Youth Football. They're checking on the pace of the game and the rules of the game. They're making sure everything's on the up and up, and that's what you really want. You want guys to be out here representing the league and be invested in putting on a good product or giving the kids and the coaches the best opportunity to put out a good product. They're checking on, a player that got dinged up a little bit, and the coaches have to go through kind of a protocol with, if you get a little bit of a head injury or something like that. This is a real deal out here.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, when I was playing, man, he's like, you get hurt, they just, rub some dirt on it, throw you out there.
Yeah.
You didn't know who was reffing. Sometimes it was parents reffing when I was, growing up. And then, then you might have some bias, but now they got real refs, a real atmosphere. And I can tell you what, man, I can guarantee you that these kids, when they're in middle school and grade school, they're looking forward to these Sundays.
Because that's the concern of the parents, right? Like you gotta button down safety. Like we see them taking a kid off and he's walking over our way with a couple orange shirts, which are the administrators and the league officials. But like, that's a concern when you're talking about signing up your kids and they could get hurt in any sport.
Yeah, any sport. Yeah.
But especially football, a very contact sport.
Yeah.
Like safety has to be a priority.
It has to be, especially at such a young age. I mean, you got your growth plates growing, bones. Obviously, there's a big concussion issue and stuff like that. You want to make sure that's all on the up and up and done for the right reasons. Because ultimately the kid's safety is important, but then also their development, and that's also along those lines as well. And so I like it that they're going to be more cautious than you got to push them out there in an 8th grade game and they think you're playing for a national championship. So I like that. And also they're just, taking this young man back here for the protocol. He looked like he's okay, but I like it that they are putting as much effort and resources into safety as they are into development of the players. Moving forward.
Before we take a break, I want to get your thoughts on something Matt Rule talked about yesterday as we bring Nebraska into this. I thought one of the intriguing quotes that we did not get to on the post game was him saying and talking about the referees and his unsportsmanlike conduct penalty where he chucked his headset and stuff. And he said something along the lines of somebody at some point has to stand up for Nebraska.
Yeah, I like that.
Where from your perspective as a former player, I mean, like, if your coach says that, what does that mean?
Oh, if I played for him, I love it. I love it because that means that we're all in this together. He knows right from wrong. He's going to stick up for us and go to bat for us. Now, whether that changes or gets us the calls that we have earned and deserved, that's up to the refs that are making those calls. And I think probably from the outside looking in, Nebraska's been on the bad side on the wrong side of some pretty bad calls over the tenure of being in the Big Ten. Now, I don't know if that's like a part of the welcoming committee. I don't know if that's past jealousy of when we used to blow through Big Ten teams or whatever it is. It just seems that when there's some bad calls or bad crews or unfortunate or a lopsided number of calls a certain way, Nebraska's not on the positive end. Now, Matt Rule also will tell you publicly and privately, you got to make your own luck and get it and force the rest to call the ways you should. But if you go back to some of the calls like yesterday, 2 or 3 years ago, Michigan, some last year, these are the calls that we talked about as a ref and a referee crew you cannot miss, and they seem to continue to be missed, when it comes to Nebraska. And so, I'm cool. I applaud Coach Rule going to bat for his team. Look, he knows the type of work they put in.
It's not even just whether it's youth or college or NFL. I was listening to an NFL game on the way here, and they were saying that they're like, hey, I think it was the Saints-Falcons game that's going on right now in Atlanta. And they were talking about a defensive pass interference call that just got whistled. And they're now starting to pay attention. They've done this for a couple of years. The tendencies of referee crews.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know it because there's some referee crews, and they talked about it on the Saints-Falcons broadcast, that this refereeing crew calls the second most defensive pass interference calls in the NFL, and this crew calls the most illegal hands to the face calls in the NFL. So, like, those are things that not only as a referee, are you trying to break that tendency, or because then it's you don't want to call it not the correct way, the incorrect way.
Yeah, I think sometimes, I think the big part is refs, they have this thing where they can never be wrong. They can never, say, hey, I messed up, let's overturn the call, unless it's like completely wrong, right? And that's where you got to call in, I guess, New York or wherever, the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And then you do have the tendencies, and I don't know if that's something that, I look at it like this, and I learned this in basketball. Generally, refs call games like they would like the games called when they played said sport. And so, whether sometimes there's an emphasis on, sometimes, defensive pass interference, offensive pass interference, or whatever it is that is like 2 or 3 weeks. That's a big, the uptick.
Yeah.
But then you have just some refs that's what they see all the time. So that's what they call because they are, positioned in a certain part of the field, and that's what they see, or they sometimes predetermine what they see. That's the problem. Like, where I felt like the call yesterday probably was a tip from Coach Walters. I'm not speaking for him, but I'm just assuming. And as a coach, if there was a play that I felt that was borderline and maybe the team got away with it, I would alert the ref. But I think the ref that threw that flag was predetermined and saw it before it actually happened. Because when you look at it, now granted we have instant replay, but no form of fashion, if you're watching in real time, the Tom Fedoni hit that opposing Purdue player to cause offensive pass interference.
I was going to chuckle because they ended up reviewing that play to make sure that the pass wasn't completed behind the line of scrimmage. Because for those that don't know, if it's completed behind the line of scrimmage,
then that's fine.
Offensive pass interference isn't a possibility to be called. So they review that. I always get a chuckle out of when things like that happen, and it's not even just Nebraska. When situations like that happen, because I imagine the referees going back and watching that play and going, man, like, dang, I really messed up. But by rule, can't overturn an offensive pass interference call. So, all right, let's step aside. When we come back, let's dive into the game of probably the year to this point. Last night's Alabama-Georgia game.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Alabama knocks off Georgia. The Jays here for another 10 minutes or so at the Runs of Youth Sports Complex field. Nick Sainert, Jay Foreman with you. We'll step aside. It's Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at KoppelCars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Old School with DP and J.
And, this part of camp it happens in high school camp, when they have a certain amount of time before their game, before school starts and all that. And then it happens in college and it happens in the pros. I had more fights with some of my good friends, the guys that I'm considered lifelong friends at this point in camp, than with some over-energized rookie trying to make a name for himself. Seriously.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick Sander, Jay Foreman back with you from the Runs of Youth Sports Complex. It's halftime at on the A field. Stonebrook out in front comfortably over Greens right now, but we're still sitting here. We'll be here for a little over 1 more hour or so. Jay, wrapping up. Appreciate Jay coming out for the first time this week. Hopefully Jay comes out again later in the season. But season's going by quick. The championships, they're halfway done after today. Championships are the first weekend in November. And so I was talking to a coach a couple of weeks ago, Jay, that he's like, there is, especially when you're in 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade, They said it. He goes, there's a priority, and it's to take home the trophy at the end of the year. So that's good to see. It's I like that competitive piece of it.
Oh yeah, that's great because it gives you bragging rights going into high school, and it also gets the attention of your high school coaches when you go to whatever high school you choose. And so look, as you get older, things start to be more important. You get some life lessons out of it too. When you go through football and no matter what the level, and you make a commitment and it's hot and you're doing all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And you're able to complete the a goal or a mission, and that's to win a championship. It does mean a lot.
Let's talk about the game before you get out of here. The game last night between Alabama and Georgia. Georgia looked dead in the water. At one point, I think down 28-0 to Alabama at home in Tuscaloosa. Kirby Smart makes the adjustments at halftime. Georgia looks like a completely different football team in quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah.
They take the lead against Jalen Milroe and the Tide late in the fourth quarter, and it takes Alabama one play to then answer to the freshman phenom Ryan Williams. 17 years old, man.
Yeah, he's well, there's a reason why he reclassified to be in college. He'd be a man amongst boys in high school, be wasting his time. But I think also, you got to be a little bit wary of, how that game ended up. I mean, Georgia was down 28-0 for a reason. There's a lot of lessons there, and obviously then you're able to come back because you're in what I call chuck and duck mode. I mean, essentially you're just the ball, and with so much time you're gonna make. And Georgia has a lot of talent at skill position, so you're gonna be able to come back. I think also DeBoer and the offensive staff also realized you needed to make adjustments on the assumption that Kirby Smart was going to be able to try to either turn the faucet off on your offensive production or make it a little bit harder. I think there was a learned lesson on the rivalry, and then once they got it together, you got Milroe to Williams, which is obviously an unstoppable combination. So it turned out to be the most exciting game of the year. Very highly skilled players, on both sides, but it was definitely must-watch TV. It was like that third and fourth quarter is probably what people expected to be for 4 quarters, and that never really happens. And but nevertheless, it was a great game, by great coaches and great players.
Where do you fall in the conversation, the debate of Kalen DeBoer coaching a Nick Saban team? Like, where do you land in that conversation?
Well, well, that's a great place. If you're going to go to Bama and Nick is just recruited for 3 or 4, or last however many years, that's a great opportunity. Look, man, it's a championship DNA that's put into that program, led by Nick Saban. He's still around, so he's a great asset. Nick Saban is signed off on you to be the head coach, and he's willing to help as much as you would like. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, if he comes in and is able to, win a championship at Bama this year, he still had to coach the team. He still had to change the identity or create his culture. Now, granted, it is in warp speed because you're not taking over a program that needed really anything. You just have to come in and not mess it up. And so he's doing a really good job of that right now.
Kalen DeBoer, I saw this statistic. Kalen DeBoer is 30-3 overall as a power conference head football coach. Combined 6-0 against Kirby Smart, Dan Lanning, and Steve Sarkisian. 6-0 against those guys.
I mean, I think his personality, and people think that he's not aggressive.
I don't think a lot of people take him seriously.
Yeah, and that's a little bit just on his personality, but I think also he's a quiet competitor. He's very to the point, and I think he has a good coaching staff that is the opposite of him, that allows that. That's one thing Coach Osborne did. He had different coaches, different personalities, and everybody worked together because they're all trying to, do the same or do the one thing that we want to do is win championships. And that's what he's doing. And I think also being an offensive coach and then also trusting your defensive coaches allows him to facilitate as a overall overseer, but then also really to make sure that his offense is what he wants. And that's where they're able to beat those 3 coaches that are defensive coaches. And so it's the styles make fights. His style of play definitely works against those coaches. And, last night was no different. He was able to get out to a good lead, kind of piece together a couple of little drives. But ultimately, I think, like everybody, where Kirby Smart's focusing on what they were able to do in the second quarter or the end of the first or end of the second quarter on the rest of the game. I bet you DeBoer and company is looking at, okay, well, how did we finish the half and how did we finish the game? Even though we won, we want to make sure that we're trying to project ourselves and operate with championship DNA.
Going back to the Big Ten real quickly, is the biggest story to this point of through 5 games the Indiana Hoosiers?
Right now, they're for real, man.
They're in the AP poll. They're 23rd. It came out.
They're for real. They're scoring a lot of points. They took on a game Maryland team that gave them all that they can handle in the first 2.5 quarters, and then they were able to withstand some self-inflicted wounds and make some big plays on offense and defense. The one thing about Cignetti, he kind of cut his teeth on Nick Saban's staff. He was a really, really good recruiter. Recruited the likes of Julio Jones and those type of guys. So I let you know he can connect with players and bring good players in. And he knows he has a really good eye for talent that fits what he needs. The other thing is with him that's very apparent right from the get-go is his offense, his defense, and special teams all marry each other.
Yeah.
Like a really aggressive offense, a really aggressive defense. And even though that's very aggressive and kind of like a boom or bust, it's actually very detailed and very thought of about what they're doing. So they're going to be a hard out for anybody. It's only going to get harder for him as they go along, because now you're not off the map or now you're on the radar. You have the crosshairs on you, and whether it's his first introductory press conference or just how they went out and played really, really well. The first time Indiana's been 5-0, and I think since 1967, the first time that they've won 5 games in a row by double digits since 1904.
Yeah.
So he's coming in breaking records right now, and we'll see how the rest of the season goes.
All right, Jay, we'll let you go, man. Appreciate you coming out. Let's take a break here. When we come back, hour number 2, our final hour of our 4th week out here at the Runs of Youth Sports Complex. Nick Sainer, Jay Form with you. We'll step aside, come right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Riddle's Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddle's Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddle's Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddle's Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddle's Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddles Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddles Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest, and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddles Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddles Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddles inside Gateway Mall.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. We are here, Youth Football 101, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, thanks to Jay Foreman for hanging out for the first hour. He has stepped away. He's going to actually watch a couple of the games around here. Nick Sainert with you. Let's go ahead and bring in a coach for Union Bank and Trust. I want to let you introduce yourself to the listeners.
My name is Tony Ranke. I am the line coach for UBTA.
All right, so UBTA, how's the season going so far? Because now this is pretty much the halfway point, right? So how's the season going? What's your kind of just viewpoint on how you guys have done so far?
The teams this year are phenomenal. It's so great. Yeah. Lots of great competition. Going into this game, it was Elks, so yep. It's always a battle. Love the Elks crew and what they do. So coming into this, we really had to gear up, and this year our line stepped up. We got the win on Elks.
So I guess overall on that point, how have you seen the talent in youth football just grow over your time as a coach?
This is my 9th year coaching, and just the size and the talent pool has exploded. Because when I played for youth football, there was actually a 210 weight limit.
Okay.
And now we have the unlimited league, and the big boys are coming out, and they're not the typical big boys.
Yeah.
They can move.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing that, and obviously a lot of people are concerned about like Nebraska football. It's the same thing that we talk about with seniors in high school or juniors when they're getting recruited. It's just maybe dialed back a little bit at this level. But I mean, that's the thing is I feel like there's so much more investment from everybody involved, and you've needed that. Youth football, youth sports in the community has needed that buy-in, not only from the players, the parents, but then you guys as coaches.
Right. And, it used to be you showed up and you played.
Yeah.
Now we have film studies. You have, we got the watch game film going on the A film or A field, so that the kids can understand the entire game and not just I'm a tackle and I block this way. Mm-hmm. I have to know the entire schema, and are they running a 4-front, 5-front? Are we switching into a 3? What's going on?
What is priority number one for your guys' staff?
Make sure the kids are enjoying the game. Gotcha. Our job is to make sure that they want to play in high school. They want to play at that next level. That for our coaching staff, our goal has been 100% return of every kid every year.
I was having the conversation with Jay a couple of minutes ago about battling the fine line of being competitive, but still wanting and being competitive, winning, right? Because I think that's just all encompassing in that. But then the understanding what priority number one is for 6th, 7th, 8th graders when they're out here, and even at the rookie level and stuff like that. How do you guys as a staff balance that? Because at the end of the year, there's a championship. There's a trophy to claim. There's a trophy that you guys want to hoist, but you don't want to skip over maybe the more important things along the way.
Yeah, you celebrate those little wins.
Yeah.
After the game, I was talking to one of our receivers. He had 2 blocks that end up rolling the defensive back with just getting the hands in, getting on him. For my lineman today, I was yelling, 1-2 more steps every play. We're going to get an extra 2-3 yards with 1 or 2 more steps. So it's celebrating those little things. And, we personally don't, if they made the mistake, our motto is get it back the next play.
Yeah.
It's done. Play's over. Make up for it.
How have you seen just the last one before we get you out of here? And appreciate you sitting down. How have you seen the IQ levels? And this goes back to the buy-in, but the knowledge of the game. Just got the players at whatever age saying, I want to learn more about the game outside of just my position.
Right. And, that with the game film, and now everybody's got the wristband. So it's just, you throw in a 34 and they're getting up to the line, and, the quarterback knows, they're running a 5-3 or 4-4 and linebacker's coming up. We got to check off on this. And the quarterback knows that, but then that signals to the line, that signals to the backs, to the receivers. So you can't just, I'm a wide receiver, I'm going to run a fly every time.
Yeah.
Line knows if the linebackers are coming up, okay, and this time I need to step here instead of just everything is static. Everybody has to be very dynamic on all the plays.
I think part of that also is you don't know how guys are going to grow all the time. And so if they can be multifaceted in what they know and what they're comfortable doing on the field, it sets them up for future success.
Right.
Once again, we're joined here by Coach Tony of Union Bank and Trust, the line coach for the A team. They got the win today. Congratulations! Appreciate you sitting down. Let's take a very quick timeout. We'll bring in another coach of Stonebrook Exterior who is up comfortably on the field right now. Let's go ahead and step aside really quickly. We're back in less than 2 minutes on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer with you. Appreciate Coach Tony of Union Bank and Trust for coming on by and sitting down for a couple of minutes as we're still watching Stonebrook Exterior cruise comfortably. I think that's an okay thing to say. Cruise comfortably over greens as we speak on the field in front of us. And now we are joined by a coach for Stone. Introduce yourself, Coach. What do you do? Talk about your role with the team.
My name is Josh Nordhughes. I'm the offensive line coach for Stonebrook. I coach the O-line, coach the D-line, technique, all that.
So, Coach, I guess you told me a pretty impressive statistic while we were off the air. Go ahead and say that. Transfer that to the air, because it is something to truly be proud of.
Coming into this game, we've outscored our opponents 128-7.
So with that, it's not. That's not to say, look at us. Look at
Not
how
at all.
cool. And I knew that, and I can tell that already after I just met you. That talk about the work, because that speaks to the body of work that you guys put in, not only as a staff, but the buy-in from the players.
It's the kids, 100%. You know, they bought in since day one. We talk all day, every day about attitude and effort. This is a lot bigger than football. We talk a lot about how these skills that they're learning on the field and digging in when it's hot and staying deep and getting lit, staying lit. We talk a lot about that and how that applies to life and all the challenges that they're going to face after football's over. These kids, I can't say enough about them. Top to bottom, there isn't a player on our team that we aren't comfortable with having on the field.
I'm watching. So myself and then Jay Foreman, we were watching obviously the earlier parts of this game. You guys got athletes that don't look like eighth graders. You guys got big offensive linemen, big defensive linemen that don't look like eighth graders. Some skill positions, but then also, and this is not a slight to the young man at all. There was a smaller dude, probably potentially the smallest guy it looked like on your team. I think it was number 7. Had the nice interception return.
Jay Neely, absolute stud, great kid. Again, hard worker. He's probably the quietest kid on our team, and he just gets out there and does the work.
When you how long have you been in the coaching game?
So Jim Clements and I have been coaching about 6 of these boys since they were in first grade flag football. This is our first year with the Stonebrook organization.
How have you seen just youth sports and football specifically evolve over these last couple of years and your times coaching?
It's crazy. So what especially in the other sports, volleyball and baseball and those, you play it year round now.
Yeah.
Right. You don't stop. You're just always playing that sport, So we've lost some kids due to that, they want to be baseball players or they want to be basketball players. So they aren't playing football right now. That's probably the biggest thing I've seen. These kids are smart though. All of them, even from the other teams, they watch a lot of football. They know how to play football. This level from even B team to A team is just amazing as the boys get older.
What does the schedule look like for you guys? Like when are we speaking about year round stuff? And I played baseball and I remember, we started practice in December, didn't start games till March though. Right. Talk about your guys' schedule for Stonebrook. When did you guys start practicing? When did you guys meet with the team? Walk us through the entire calendar.
We really didn't meet with the team until that first week of practice. We don't really do anything outside of it. There were some kids that played 7-on-7, but there were kids playing baseball.
Yeah.
We really like multi-sport athletes. We think it's important for you to learn all the aspects of all the sports that you can be in. That way you can hone your skills and apply them in different sports. We really enjoy that. Again, I just can't say enough about these kids. They're absolutely unbelievable.
There was one more, and not to make too much of the stats, right? But when you guys have so much success, and now, I mean, you guys just officially got the win, and so you've won it again, and you kept it at 7 points allowed all season long.
Yeah.
How do you temper the guys to not get too big of a head?
We talk all day. Luckily, college football, you got Georgia, Alabama yesterday, right? How that game came back, so we talk, that's the first thing we talk about. We use some Husker references, we talk about staying in it. We don't necessarily, I don't want to say we don't care about who we're playing. We don't focus on who we're playing. We're playing ourselves, right? And we really feel like the only people that can beat us are us.
Yeah.
And so we kind of take that mindset. We focus on us doing our thing. And if we do it right, we talk about attitude and effort, and we talk about playing your absolute best every play.
As coaches, there's a lot more resources available to you guys nowadays than there were even 5 years ago, right? When you talk about film and you talk about coaching clinics.
Correct.
What are those conversations internally with the staff? Because obviously the things that you guys do in January and February and March, when you guys aren't even playing and might not even be thinking about football, what are you guys working on, talking about, so that way when we're on a Sunday like this, you guys can be successful?
We had our offensive game plan and really our defensive game plan laid out probably starting in May. We started meeting every once in a while. We had a lot of group texts. Obviously, I think texting is huge now, right?
Yeah.
That's a kind of a tool that coaches
and you wouldn't
never
think
had
so,
before.
because we just kind of always like,
let's
just shoot a text.
Right. And so, we had a pretty good game plan. We had a pretty good focus on what we wanted to do and what we wanted to accomplish. And, we haven't deviated from it. I think what's really great about our coaching staff, we let everybody kind of stay in their own lane and do what they do. We don't really step on each other's toes. We talk a lot about, what do you want to do here? What do you think here? How should we handle this here? There's no one person that just rules with an iron fist. And I think that's huge too.
Which that's a big part, because if you put the right people in place,
right,
you don't have to worry about it.
Correct.
Like there's we talk about that at the college level on
Right.
our daily shows all the time. It's like
Absolutely.
if Nebraska puts the right coordinator in place, then Matt Rhule doesn't have to worry about
Correct.
it. But if
Yep.
you do put the wrong people in place, that's where you
Yep.
can really get some issues.
Yeah,
that
and
arise.
really with those kids, we just tell them go out and do your job. Just go do your job, and you're going to make a mistake, and that's okay.
Yeah.
How you handle the mistake is the most important thing. Everybody's going to make a mistake.
I feel like it's so much just control what you can control.
Yeah, it's exactly. And the two things you can control are your attitude and effort, and that is absolutely it. You can't control anybody else's.
Well, Coach, appreciate you sitting down for a couple minutes. We'll
Thank
let you
you.
go ahead and get out of here.
Appreciate you.
Go ahead and drop
Take
that
care.
headset. Yeah, appreciate it. That's Coach Josh, offensive line coach for Stonebrook. They just got the win handily today. And once again, that statistic going into today, outscoring opponents 128-7. That is truly impressive. Once again, and he did not mean that in an arrogant fashion at all. And there's a lot of respect for every program out here, because as he just kind of mentioned and alluded to on the air, he said, and I can't say it better myself, that they don't really care who's lined up across from them. Don't care what jersey it says or what it says on the jersey. Doesn't care. It's what can Stonebrook and their team control. And so far through the first couple of weeks of the season, about halfway through it, they've been able to control things just about as well as anybody in this league. So congrats to them. Congrats to everybody getting the wins today. Union Bank, Coach Tony told us that he got that big win over Elks earlier today. Proud of the offensive line, how they performed. When we come back, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we're going to have some folks from sports medicine sitting down with us, talking about just the player safety, the injury, the concerns, those types of conversations. Very important when you're dealing with not only youth sports, but parents. And when you sign up your player for any sport, you're concerned about, do they have the safety as the number one priority? And we've seen it firsthand through the 4 times that we've been out here at the Runza Youth Sports Complex, that they take safety and the well-being and the hydration piece of everything very, very seriously out here at the Runza Youth Sports Complex. Once again, Nick Sainer, can't thank Jay Foreman enough for hanging out for the first hour. Thanks to all the league officials for always having us out here. Thanks to Coach Tony, Coach Josh of Union Bank, and then obviously Stonebrook Exterior, respectively, for sitting down for just a couple of minutes. And thanks to you guys. You guys can always chime into the show, 402-464-5685 on the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. Thanks to Ben back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios for pushing all the buttons, as always, making sure we stay connected and you guys can hear us out here at the football fields. All right, step aside, come back. 93.7 The Ticket, Youth Football 101 returns after this.
Riddle's Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories, celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddle's Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddle's Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddle's Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddle's Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At Hamilton, we make it our business to protect your network, data, and digital assets with the latest in cybersecurity technology. Our dedicated team of experts has the technology in place to protect what matters most to you and your business. Stay ahead of cyber threats with better cybersecurity protection. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddles Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddles Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest, and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddles Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddles Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddles inside Gateway Mall.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back out here to the football fields. Runs the Youth Sports Complex. Nick Standard with you on Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Once again, appreciate Jay Foreman stopping by for an hour. Appreciate all the guests we have. Now it's time to bring in Chance Hohetsy of Bryan Hospital, I believe. Is that what we're with? And you take care of a lot of the sports medicine, the health, the safety piece out here. Tell us a little bit about your background, why you wanted to get into this, and what you obviously do full time.
So back when I was younger, I was the kid that was always injured. Yeah. The PT clinic that I'd always go to, they said, "Oh, you have a card. Every single time you come in, you get a punch card." And every time
discounted service.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was a frequent flyer, so I had my membership card and everything. Yeah. So I got hurt a lot, and eventually you just got to the point where I like what they're doing. I like what the body does, and you start to learn about what the body can do, how it rehabs, how it heals. Yeah. And as I went through high school, same thing. I was always hurt, and so I'd always get help with an athletic trainer, and he continually got me back on the field, on the court, wherever it was. And I just became so enthralled in it that I just loved doing that type of stuff.
So let's talk youth football here, or just youth sports in general. What are you guys seeing, and how many conversations are there just about youth sports and making sure with football, guys are tackling properly and the helmets are safe? Just kind of walk us through, because it's like a weed bed. It's so much
really
of
is.
it.
It's hard to really fathom the amount of information that we have to learn, but also to make sure that we're up to date every single year on, what's new, what's the new science. So obviously with the helmets here at football, the new tackling drills that they're doing, the heads up, and the things that they do consistently to make sure that these kids are doing the correct things. And then obviously it's the nutrition, it's the weightlifting, it's the training that they're doing. Even just youth sports in general, you're starting to see a lot of the kids that they're doing football, but then, maybe that next day they're going to a basketball tournament. You got a girl that's playing volleyball right now, and then all of a sudden they're headed straight to softball. I mean, it's hard to try and get them to, reel in saying, your body does need a break sometimes. So sometimes it's also that part of it where you have to tell them, hey, it's too much is too much.
This is a very generic question. Is that a good thing? When you have players at this age going from one sport one day to literally less than 24 hours later playing another competitive sport?
It is in it's so hard because it depends on the age group.
Okay.
But then also, you get to the point where some mental health stuff starts creeping in.
Yeah.
And then you start to really think, okay, is this really good for them? Do they get enough social life? Now these kids are all on their phones and they're Snapchat and Instagram, things like that. It's hard to really get them to understand that sometimes doing nothing is actually a good thing, especially these seasons that are, for example, volleyball. Volleyball stops, that first week in November for high school. And that next day they have 4 to 5 hour tryouts for their club season, which then lasts into, June, July, August.
Which is kind of crazy because I think parents are a big, obviously, like topic of discussion when it comes to youth sports. And I want to get to them and their viewpoint of like, okay, if I sign my kid up for youth football, are they taking the safety piece? I want to get to that in a second. But you talked about how doing nothing is also okay. And it can be productive.
Yes, absolutely.
And important. Sometimes I think the parents may get that feeling of, well, these other families doing this, we feel like we're falling behind. I feel like I'm falling behind in giving my child the best opportunity.
Well, you look at all these professional sports, and it's like if you don't, and sometimes the coaches is the issue as well. If you don't get far ahead, you're going to be behind, and then that aspect of the the NFL dream or the volleyball dream or whatever, it's hard to really say, hey, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a better quality of life if you just slow down. And sometimes, going to Omaha for that club practice on Monday night when you really need to do some homework.
Yeah.
Your family's in town, so it's a lot of just balance.
Yeah.
You got to know when to step back, but also these kids are incredibly they're flexible. They're able to do so many things.
So sorry to cut you off.
No.
As you've continuously gone through this profession and just as much of the science and how much it changes, nobody's body is identical.
Nope.
And how do you balance that piece of it with giving them opportunities and saying, yeah, you know what, it's okay to grind it out, just gut it out.
Absolutely.
Because I think that there is an important piece of that.
There is, absolutely.
Because it's always funny when I talk to either former Huskers, and Jay Form was one of them that was here just an hour ago. Like, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured.
Absolutely.
And you have to be smart about both of those, but you can attack it differently too.
Yes. And you just making sure that you're having the right health professionals behind you to help you say, hey, we're okay to push here. Because sometimes that's, again, a mental aspect of it too, to push through those types of things, to push through the sorenesses, but then also understanding that your body is telling you something. So making sure that you're taking care of yourself and doing that type of thing as well.
So for parents that are listening right now that are out wherever they may be, and they have kids that play sports, whether it's somebody here listening on our mobile app, sitting in a lawn chair, or whether it's somebody that's waiting for basketball season to start or waiting for baseball season to start, what is priority number one outside of just like making sure they have the right equipment? What's priority number one when navigating a gauntlet of a practice schedule, but then also then you mix in games and you're playing? Like I knew when I played baseball, it was all right, start practice in December. You're practicing once or twice a week, every single week until March. And then you mix in games and you're still practicing once or twice a week, plus the games on top of that. When you navigate that gauntlet, what is priority number one?
Listen to your kids.
They actually know something.
They absolutely know something. The one thing that I have found by listening to kids, sometimes they come into my room and there's nothing wrong with them, but they just want to talk. And they're just like, hey, I'm leaving in a half hour. I have to go to Omaha for volleyball practice, for a 3-hour volleyball practice. I've got algebra test. I've got a geometry test. I got, world hit, whatever it is. I mean, they're like, I wanted to hang out with my boyfriend or girlfriend, and it's just listening to the kids and going, sometimes it is too much. And again, it's like a work-life balance, but it's a social life and sports balance.
And that goes back to like everybody's body is different. Everybody, their priorities are different. And I guess simply put, you can find out and learn a lot just through conversation.
Just conversing with the kids, because I get more out of them when I just sit back and listen.
Yeah.
Because that's how we learn from them. Because again, if they're not telling me what is wrong or how they're feeling, I'm not going to be able to help them.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes that can be through parents as well.
Are you here every Sunday?
Not every Sunday, but
Okay.
we have. So with our contracts and everything, we are outreach.
Okay.
So this is purely a service to the community.
Yeah.
We love being out here. We love helping kids. We love having conversations with the parents. And, sometimes as community members, we just love to have conversations about these types of things, these issues, how to balance all of this stuff. So
because there's no like cookie cutter way to do it.
There's
never a cookie, like there's not a specific way. It's okay, this is what I need to do it right and do it correctly. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm instantly wrong.
Mm-hmm. And that's where, going back to listening to the kids, they need to listen to their bodies as well, because those bodies are smart. They're intelligent. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Your body can tell you a lot if you just listen.
Well, Chance, hey man, we got to get you out of here. I appreciate you sitting down. I want to say this. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for what your team's doing. But then also, if you're out here on another Sunday, I want you to come sit down.
I will absolutely.
Because man, we got so much more we can dive into.
We could have an entire podcast on just listening to kids and telling,
for sure,
sports medicine and nutrition. I mean, we could go off we could have a little chapter every single week.
And let's figure something out. We're going to talk off air. Let's step aside. One final segment. We're going to bring in Tank Perry, obviously head official league administrator of Lincoln Youth Football. We're bringing Tank to wrap up the show coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Old School with DP and J.
And, this part of camp it happens in high school camp, when they have a certain amount of time before their game, before school starts and all that. And then it happens in college and it happens in the pros. I had more fights with some of my good friends, the guys that I'm considered lifelong friends at this point in camp, than with some over-energized rookie trying to make a name for himself. Seriously.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into Youth Football 101 here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Just a couple of minutes left in today's program from the youth football fields as we are watching, correct me if I'm wrong, this is Police and Manzito?
That's correct.
Okay, there you go. I'm starting to get this
Each
is
and every week.
fourth week out here. We saw Stonebrook and Greens earlier.
Yep.
Union Bank beat Elks as well earlier in the day. So good stuff here throughout the course of the Sunday, a warm Sunday.
Yes,
we're joined
very
here
warm.
now by Tank Perry. Tank, man, first of all, can't thank you enough for allowing us to get out here every week.
Yes.
Second off, you guys got some exciting stuff in the works.
I tell you what, from the vision of this and 7-on-7, all things football 101, the Nebraska 7-on-7 football series for tournaments, Neiman's and Sons, LYF, getting you guys out here.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now, one of the things that people have been talking about since I've been here was there's nowhere to get workouts in.
Yeah.
And one thing I vowed to do 4 years ago was, you know what? We need a facility.
Yeah.
So we have a facility.
Hello.
Where's
it at?
So Lincoln has a facility. It is on 23rd and Cornhusker.
Okay.
The address is 3200 North 23rd Street.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's bare bones. I'm going to guess by middle of November.
Okay.
Beginning of November, it will be in full scale.
Yeah.
Got a few things to do. Got to get some turf in there.
Yeah.
Some good quality turf.
Yeah.
That's important. Don't want any kids to get hurt. And then we've got to get the walls covered. We're doing that right now with some plyboard. It is a 9,000 by 6,000 facility.
Awesome.
So we're talking about plenty of room. So the goal is it's for Lincoln and the community. That's my commitment to Lincoln. So if you're training linemen, the middle linebackers, speed and agility, if you're training receivers, if you're training quarterbacks, whatever you're doing in the world of football, you can come and get some time and some space at the facility. I'm sure that we'll be doing some smaller games for kids going on. And so we're super excited about the opportunity to do all things football, right? That's what I'm all about.
It's kind of funny that we're ending the show with this conversation because Jay and I, when we started at 1 o'clock today, we talked about how what's one thing that's missing from Lincoln, and that frankly, in all transparency, Omaha has.
Yes,
and it's the ability to go work out at a spot independently.
Yes.
Or with a trainer, whatever it is.
Yes.
But then it's not tied to an organization.
Yes.
It's not tied to a certain company. It's not just a specific team gets to use it.
Yes.
You get if you want to get better, this is the spot to do
this spot. So that was interesting because obviously I'm transit to Lincoln.
Yeah.
And I was actually living out in the country, but by the way, with everything going on, I end up having to buy a little spot in Lincoln.
There you go.
So the thing with me that everybody's had to get used to is that I am neutral.
Yeah.
I am neutral in all of this. Yes, I have my teams, yada, yada, yada. But my ability is to look at Lincoln as a whole and the surrounding communities.
Yeah.
How can we make it better? I take to heart the stories that I'm hearing. I take to heart when you see our teams out so quickly at the Omaha level. Mm-hmm. You know, you look at a lot of the Red Wolf players that are doing well out here at the high school level. Pretty much at every school, some of the starters are guys from Red Wolves. We're getting better through LYF.
Yeah.
You're starting to see LYF throw a lot more because of their experience with Red Wolves and the kids getting it. The coaches are able to talk to them more about what they're doing. So for me, like, I want to be neutral. I want to be part of that internal football community that gets our kids ready for the high school level.
Last thing, you guys are halfway through the year.
Halfway
through
today,
the season.
Today's
the halfway point before that championship on the first week of November.
Yes.
That I'm already excited for.
Super excited.
I would ask you this: overall thoughts on the first half?
You know, the first half has been really good. I think that it was very deliberate, right, for most of the teams. Obviously, you have from second, third grade all the way to eighth. So I think it was very deliberate, but this year seemed to get off quicker. And that's because more kids know about football, positions, this, that, and the other from some of the things that we're doing at LYF, that individuals are doing out there, as well as that I'm doing in the community. So we got off to a little bit faster beat this year.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited.
That's a good thing, though.
But you can see this, even today, you can see the competitiveness and how it's flipped over, and it's a lot more competitive.
1,000%. All right, that'll do it.
Okay.
Tank, appreciate it as always.
See you next week,
There
man.
is,
Thank you for coming out.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. That's right. We're going to be here next Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m. Who knows? Maybe I'll try to drag some other 93.7 The
Come
Ticket
on out, man.
personalities.
It's beautiful out here. You got to
It is.
see it to believe it.
Plus, it's shaded. We're shaded.
I got
feel,
you.
I feel bad because I look around all these parents that are in
No,
lawn
I
chairs.
got you.
But no, I appreciate you and Jim and Mike and all the guys
Yeah.
here. They always take care of us at 93.7 The Ticket. All right, we're out of here. Thanks to Ben. This is Youth Football 101. We'll talk to you guys next Sunday at 1 p.m.
Yep.
In today's digital landscape, the security of your business is non-negotiable. That's why you need better cybersecurity solutions. At